shall deliver his people from their sins. Isn't it? John the Baptist, he is the voice of the one crying in the wilderness. Moses was told, many people in the Bible, their destinies were told their parents. Why? Their parents were close to God, and God told them the reason why the children have been given. Today, we are seeing something else. Even in ministry, men of God are pushing their children to take over from them. The question is, has God said so? Why? Fear of retirement issues. So that comes back to selfishness, selfish interest, as opposed to God's own divine plan. And the plan which he has designed so perfectly. The Bible says God has declared the end from the beginning. So why do you want to put yourself in God's shoes, carrying out God's duties, and you think that when you speak, God will obey? God does not listen to any man's instructions. He's a sovereign God. Where have you gone wrong? When the child's aspirations diverge from these parental expectations, it can lead to a conflict of identity. The individual may question whether they should adhere to their parents' vision or follow their own path. So a lot of people are torn between whether to please their mommies and daddies or to choose their path. You understand? Yes. So what have you imposed on your child? They are carrying loads they never bargained for. So their necks are like this. Mommy's load, daddy's load. Whether you like it or not, carry it. And you are carrying it because you want to please mommy and daddy. Meanwhile, you know you don't have the capacity to do it. And to voice it out, you become a victim. Daddy's victim, mommy's victim. Okay, you're on your own. Do what you like. But from henceforth, they intimidate, they threaten, and then they stigmatize your life. They victimize you. What kind of world is this? Number 2, rebellion and independence. Adolescence is a period when identity involvement is particularly intense. At this age, most of us grew up under that kind of strict hand. So you want to have that autonomy. You want to live your world. Okay? You want to be yourself. Mommy and daddy are forcing you to be their system's creature. Okay? What happens to you? You walk with a lot of confusion in your minds. Is that correct? Is that correct? Is that correct? Yes. At the end of the day, where does it end you? It ends you in a place of default kind of life. So you will never be yourself. You never find yourself. You are lost. You are lost. That is why you are always desiring to be something else. There is that inherent power in you that you know that given the opportunity, you will flow. But mommy says no, daddy says no, and who will support you? I was telling a friend of mine that in our part of the world, we don't support dreams. We don't support ideas. We only associate with success. Is that correct? Is that correct? That is why a lot of great potential struggle all their lives. Because when somebody sees that this person has this great potential, let us support him. No, this is not what we want. So we sabotage instead of supporting. We discourage. A parent was telling me, so what if my child chooses painting? Are painters less in life? Because many of our parents also don't know anything. My mom still calls me and wants to tell me how I should teach my son mathematics. I told, you see, that season is gone. I told her that the kind of science, mathematics my son is being taught today, I did it in secondary school as today what they call elective maths. Isn't it? That one self, the way we struggled. And you want me to go and teach him with my troubled mind. Abba, you see the kind of mathematician you become, whether he will like himself. Do you understand? And you see, the geography, you see, when you are learning geography, I say, Auntie, I beg you, the geography you learned years ago, now it's no more. It's no more. Google has taken over. I hope you understand. But they still want to. So at the end of the day, what happens? They start rebelling. The child will always be in the house in a certain kind of mood. They are not happy. They are angry inside, but they have no choice. They don't have the money to pursue their dreams. So they are forced to live mommy, daddy's dream. That is why we are not seeing results. They go and they fail. I can only encourage my son. You understand? I remember when he was in primary school, I asked him, what do you want to be in future? He said, I don't know. A year, I asked him again, what do you want to be? He said, I don't know. Until when he was in JHS 3, now he said, can I do coding? I said, fantastic. Then if you want to toe that line, you have to use this route. So these are the courses that will help you to be able to get to where you want to be. So I can only suggest, encourage, advise, and provide so that he grows up in his own strengths, his own framework. Last, 3 or 4 days, I was teaching him about SWOT analysis. How to do SWOT analysis in any situation. Putting into the bracket your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats, and how to come up with good decisions in life. So whatever decision he makes for himself, it is his decision. Daddy will only provide the framework. And daddy will advise you, no, this one, if you do it this way, it will not help. If you do it that way, it will not help. Today I brought out what I want to wear. And I asked him, yes, which one do you choose? He selected what I'm wearing. You see? Do you understand? I chose set colors. He just threw them somewhere. Say, wear this. I hope you understand. So at the end of the day, when he sees me and he sees my pictures, he sees his handwork on me, isn't it? And he'll be proud. Do you get the point I'm making? Yes. So we don't have to force. You create rebellion. There's a book I'm working on. The title is A Rebel or a Created Demon. A rebel. If you force things on people, you force them to rebel. When they rebel, you now come back to complain that they have become arrogant, they have become disrespectful. In marriages, in the offices, wherever you find yourself, it is your creation. You have created a demon, and you have to deal with that demon. And when you have to deal with that demon you have created, you want to complain. To who? About what? That what has happened? Report yourself first. Am I talking? Yes. Attachment and enmeshment. On the other end of the spectrum, some parents may be overly involved in their children's lives, leading to enmeshment. Enmeshed individuals may have difficulty distinguishing their own identities from their parents, leading to confusion and uncertainty about who they are outside of the parent-child relationship. So there are a lot of children, when they are not with their parents, they suffer. They don't know what to do again, because they are so attached to their parents. You understand? The rigidities are too much. And they call it the best. It's not the best, it's the worst. But for lack of knowledge, my people perish. Parental conditionings or conditioning. Parents can unintentionally condition their children to believe in certain values. Otherwise, we say they don't like Ashantis. Why? They have been conditioned in a certain way. Ashantis are told, Ewes are Juju people, be careful. So when they see Ewe people, the first thing that comes to mind, whether Christian, Muslim, or atheist, they do Juju, so be careful. When you are dealing with them, be careful. I hope you understand. Oh, numbness don't like sadness. Sadness don't like numbness. So that kind of conditioning. Oh, because Reverend is my enemy, it should be his enemy. So we don't like these people. And they are in church reading Bible. This is what I call going to heaven with a stolen Bible. Do you understand? So my question to you is that what kind of conditioning? This is how far parenting can damage your life. So where you have to build bridges and where you have to, I told one of my daughters, she's an Ewe, and she's doing her national service in the Ashanti region. When she got there, I said, how do you see Ashantis? He said, they are fantastic. I said, yes. So until you got there, you were taught that Ashantis are bad, they are evil. Gans don't like Ashantis. There have been conditions. They are too known. No, it's because they are bold. You understand? When you can express yourself, you are that confident. You are classified as arrogant, or is that not true? These are parental conditions. You are with them in school. Your friend is an Ewe. Your friend is an Ashanti. Your friend is a Lodna. Your girlfriend is even somebody. But because mommy doesn't want them, bring them home for marriage. No, no, no. War. I love that. War. Parental conditioning has created a lot of chaos. This is how parenting introduces identity crisis. So you know that this is where I fit. This is the person I bond very well with. If I should marry this person, I will be at peace. I am safe around him. I am comfortable with him. This is the person. No, you have to marry this person. Why are you the one going to marry? When you are choosing your own, who forced you? Some of you even fought your parents. And now you are fighting your children. So double war. To win against who? You understand? Helicopter parents. So this conditioning can restrict an individual's exploration of their own values and beliefs. So you end up not knowing what you stand for, what you should stand for, what you are, who you should be, what you should be. So anytime you are being yourself, you are afraid of being yourself because that measurement is there. You have to live up to mommy's, daddy's standards. When you fail in a subject or you don't perform well in a subject, the way they will insult you. When this happens, it leads to the later realization that they've been living according to someone else's script. Mommy has written hand notes. Daddy has written a script like a movie. So you have to be a character in daddy's movie, a character in mommy's movie. And you have to act according to how mommy, daddy have written the scripts. You have no room. You are in identity crisis. Mommy is creating an identity crisis situation for you. He or she is putting you in crisis. Yes, you are unique. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Parental criticisms or over approval, excessive criticism or over approval can have detrimental effects on a child's self-esteem and self-concept. Children who grow up receiving too much criticism may internalize negative beliefs about themselves. I interviewed a victim in a series I'm recording on Letter to My Parents. He said, anytime she is with her parents, they say that we don't know why we should spend on you because we don't know whether you are an animal or a human being. She was living with a stepmother. The stepmother goes to the market to buy her pair of shoes and she will buy Wellington boots, saying that she doesn't have nice legs. So up till today, it's still having that effect on her. Whatever you do, little things, they will criticize and overly criticize. You don't do anything right. You are not doing anything correct. What are they supposed to be doing? They are supposed to offer you support, help you understand why things are not done that way and why they should be done in a particular way. But You are always angry, criticizing. Or whatever you do, oh, it's okay. Some parents, they don't correct their children. Whatever you do is correct. Do you know what you are doing to them? No, do you know what you are introducing into their lives? Distraction. When they go to places and somebody will try to correct them, even their own friends, they get offended. Yes. So on the other hand, constant praise without an opportunity to develop a realistic self-concept can lead to identity issues rooted in the fear of failure or rejection. You are afraid that if I don't do it that way, I may be rejected or I may fail. So you put them in that kind of crisis. Interactions with siblings. Sibling dynamics can also influence identity development. Comparison between siblings, rivalry, or being overshadowed by a more accomplished sibling can lead to feelings of inadequacy and identity crisis. Can't you see your sister? Haven't you seen your brother? Your brother is doing so well. Your sister is doing so well. This one is doing that. That one is doing that. And more or less, the one who benefits you or the one whose performance brings you to the limelight because you want to show off that you also have a child whose performance is good. Oh, my child is doing right. My child is doing it good. My child, my boy, my girl. You understand? So you have 5 children. You have 3 children. They know that you discriminate against them. Do you know the kind of pain you are creating? Are you aware? Some of these children who are neglected, who are criticized, who are overlooked, who are not regarded, they become super. And a lot of parents are suffering today. They are crying that their children have abandoned them. It's all because of these things. Because sometimes the overly pampered, overly approved, overly accepted ones, overly praised ones, they don't make it. The ones who suffer rejection, who suffer from other things, they are the ones who see themselves that, okay, I will prove them wrong. So they will go through the pain. Anytime they see daddy, they are in pain. When you grow up with that scar in your mind, bonding becomes difficult. When you go around your children, you see that motherly love, fatherly love does not exist. But the African parent will arrogantly overlook. Instead of they investigating to know the root in order to deal with it, they overlook and assume everything is okay. After all, I'm the father, he's my child. Whatever you think, it's okay. It's not okay. You are damaging a lot of people. You have been damaged. You don't know what to do. You are in crisis. So don't discriminate when it comes to your children. Treat them equally. Give them equal opportunities, equal support, and make sure that they all enjoy you equally. Inherited beliefs and traditions. Family values and traditions are often passed down from generation to generation. So while these can provide a strong sense of identity, they can also stifle individuals' growth. Those who feel compelled to adhere to family traditions or belief systems may experience internal conflict when their personal beliefs differ. So this is, in our family, this is the way we do it. So even if it is not right, you have no right to right the wrongs because you are afraid you'll be stigmatized. Isn't it? You come under criticisms. So you have to adapt, adjust against yourself. You come into that crisis. Then parental absence or neglect. So conversely, the absence of or neglect of a parent can also contribute to identity crisis. The lack of a parental figure may leave a void in an individual's life, making it challenging to establish a clear sense of self and their place in the world. What role have you played in your children's life personally? They may not like you, but they cannot also do without you. They want to feel that presence. Even if it is the worst one, they want to experience it. But you don't want to play that role. Selfish interests, selfish gains. If you're a spiritual father, your children want to feel that fatherly role in their lives. If you're a spiritual mother, they want to feel it. Whichever parental role you play in people's lives, they want to feel that. Don't be absent. Don't be neglective. You'll be causing serious damages that you don't know. So in conclusion, while parenting is a pivotal aspect of a child's development, it can introduce complex dynamics that fuel or contribute to identity crisis. The extent to which parenting influences an identity crisis varies from person to person, depending on their unique experiences and relationships with parents. It's essential to recognize these influences and work towards fostering healthy and supportive parent-child relationships that allow for individual growth and self-discovery. Amen. Are you blessed?
My father had something in the mind that when you are able to complete JHS, now JHS, that is it for you. That is a standard. If you want to go beyond that, you do it by your own strength. And I grew up to understand one thing. Man can dream. Say, young Fantifono, or Fantini, Mammy Fantini, enti me ye medical Mammy Bushim. I am calling the Bushim. Enti UVJS and one. No one can say up with Yatra. In fact, that is it. I'm the fourth. Enti when I also completed the JSS, I said, okay, I want to break this boundary. I want to go beyond. I have to go and work. Whilst my people were in SHS, I was working at cashew factory just to get the money and go to school. When I saved the money with my father, he would spend the money. But I was able to break that shell and then went forward.
How did you feel?
In fact, if it's not because now God has turned me into another man, whenever I see my father, I see him as my worst enemy. But now it has turned all upside down. And then through that, I've been able to help my younger siblings take care of them in SS. They have also completed. Some have now even completed a training college. So what I want to say is that if parents are here, they should not set standard for their children. They should allow the God-ordained identity to come to fulfillment. We should not set standard for our children. That will not help us. So that my father did to me. Please, one of my brothers is here. I paid for him. He's here. It is in his mind. I want you to help me take that out of his head.
Some of the grievous mistakes I made in my life, not a mistake I said, were caused by my parents. They were strict religious parents. They believe in the Bible, they believe in church. But here is a soul that have manifested on planet Earth and believes that the wisdom of God goes beyond just the ideology of religion. That is who I am. And when my parents realized that my consciousness seems to be going beyond the ordinary, hey, hell broke loose. They called me demon. They demonized me to the extent that I became the bad sheep of the family. And today, let me just dive it. If you go to Iran, Ayatollah Khomeini, it was his father that held his hand took him to studies that enabled him to go beyond the ordinary conscience. And that's why he became the Islamic leader of that country and changed a whole nation. And I was trying to let my father understand that, look, my soul, even though that I was young, but I was far, far, far older than him. Yes. And, strangely, when he was dying, I was with him. And so, King, I never knew I would die at this time. He never knew that death is like this. And I said, I respect this. Yes, I told you we are not human, we are spirits. Hence, you move forward and go. He was surprised the way I talked to him. Because I am of higher level of consciousness. You understand? Now, because of the lack of parental understanding, it enabled me to go haywire. So I have to go all over the world. I entered into things that are very nice. It took the grace of God for some of us to come back to normalcy. Though a lot of experience there. So I vowed that for my parenting, the mistakes I received will not be transcended to my children. So my child's daughter, when I was selecting school for her to go to the SS, and so all your aunties went to St. Mary's, so you choose St. Mary. He told me, Daddy, I am the one going to study. I choose Holy Child. I said, is that it? Pure, take it. Because I like to give them a level of independence in taking their decisions. So sometimes I see this country, the way we are not moving forward, the way the church is handling issues, just because of this very core issue that you have mentioned here, parenting. Because if there were to be some level of independent ideas, we will have been far, far, far above, beyond a lot of
20 seconds.
Beyond a lot of understanding. So my only prayer is that the seminar you have given us, parents will take it serious and understand the nitty-gritty of exactly what we are talking about. It's real.
Growing up, I had the mentality that the best thing to do is to learn how to lie. Another, survive for yourself. Because I was born into a family of 12. And as my brother said, they were in a single room. We were in an uncompleted single room. And it was in such a way that we look for an uncompleted house, and that is where we stay. And when you enter the uncompleted house, whether it is roofed or unroofed, you have to find a way to roof it, and also to find a place to sleep. So that was the order of the day. And we have something we call each one for himself, God for us all. It means when you wake up, you have to look for what to eat. Your mother is there, your father is there, they are alive, but they are all struggling, and you also have to struggle. So cutting everything short, I managed to find myself with a lady. Then I was around, let's say 13 years out of JSS, and she was around 29 years. And I was the sex machine for her. So sometimes I tell people that when you see people going through something, if you don't understand, they keep quiet. So for almost like a year and a half, there was not a single day I was not sleeping with this lady. She wakes up in the morning, the first thing, you take midnight one, lunch, supper, and that was the order of the day. And we were brought up in a Christian home that your parents, they have a way of seeing you that when they see you, that they see you as that holy child. So we have to present ourselves that way, to look that way. So you kind of bring things home. You bring rice, you bring oil. Thank you, Jesus. I knew this. But she didn't know it was not Jesus working that. Yes. So the day I managed to inform my mother how I went through that, she wept. And for the 2 years, she didn't know what actually made. But, and this normally happens to women. But I, the guy, I was playing that role. And it was so nice to the extent that I was one of the holiest, quote and unquote. And lying, I saw that saying the truth has a way of exposing you. Lying is what makes you the real person. So I saw God to be Almighty God, but you have to do what you have to do to survive. And that was the order of the day. So growing up, I saw women to be one of the useless and the waste product on this earth because they take advantage. As to what they say that men take advantage over women, I saw it differently. So if you're a woman, I want to be straight on you because I saw the advantage that was taken on me when I was growing up. And so I'll say, if not God, like he has a way of shaping us, you have a way of getting to meet him and that encounter. In fact, I would have been one of the greatest liar. And I am so smart to the extent that you cannot outsmart me. I'm the way smarter. Yes. So I have my way of maneuvering things to make the thing look real when it is not even real. And before I lie, I've already defended the lie. So there is no way you can catch me. So I had that pain, that spirit in me that God is God, but forget about God. Forget about him and survive for yourself. So that was the order of the day. And I found myself in the hands of pastors who were crook, deceptive, cunning. And so I was like, we all have to find a way. By the grace of God, I had an encounter with Dr. Morgan, who introduced me into a Bible school. And even coming to a Bible school, it was, me now. It was something else. But going through, I saw that there is something he called garbage in and garbage out. I saw that there were some things I know that I should learn them off and pick new things on my journey, my line of life. And by the grace of God, that is what has helped me up to this far.
So to advise parents,
your words, they are special gift for you. Get to know every single detail about them. Try not to make them see that you are making it and you are doing well. Don't applaud them when you don't know what or where what they are getting is coming from. You must know them, talk to them, get to know their problems, and always make sure that what you went through, they don't go through it. And if even they are going through it, they are going through it to learn, not going because they have this that no. And that has really helped me that any child around me, I make sure that the least chance I get, I sit them down, talk to them. What have I done wrong to you? What do you like? What don't you like? What is happening? How is your life? How do you see life? In that, you get them saying more. You get them, and whatever they say, don't ever see them to be wasay, onye, onisubai, maybe they will say, but every single thing they say, take notice of it.